Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to bypass the noise,
Yeah.
get straight to those insights that, genuinely expand your understanding.
Yeah.
Today, we're taking a look at something that might seem deceptively simple, an English learning resource. But as we sort of peel back the layers, it actually reveals some incredibly potent universal truths about how we learn, how we connect, and how language really functions in our lives.
Yeah.
Our deep dive today centers on analyzing communication skills, vocabulary, and grammar. And we're doing this all through the lens of an intermediate level English learning podcast. It's called Moving Day English, Apartment Talk and Past Tense Stories. Quite a mouthful, but it's this really rich tapestry of practical language, and we're going to, unravel it for you.
And our mission here, it's, let's say, far more ambitious than just reviewing a language lesson, right?
Right.
We're aiming to extract these universal nuggets of knowledge about what makes communication truly effective and the power, often underestimated, of real-world scenarios in really imprinting meaning onto our minds.
That's interesting.
And how specific linguistic tools don't just help us speak, they actually empower us, to navigate the complexities of daily life. And that's regardless of the language we use.
Exactly. So what can you, our listener, expect from this deep dive? Well, think of it maybe as a cognitive shortcut. We're going to show you how these foundational elements of language, they're not just taught, but how they're absorbed and applied. And in a context so relatable, it almost feels, effortless. You'll walk away with some subtle yet powerful lessons, not just if you're actively learning a new language, but really for anyone who wants to communicate with greater clarity, impact, and authenticity day to day. So let's really dig in. Okay, to set the stage, let's talk about the source material's core scenario. It's actually quite clever. Alex visits Sarah in her new apartment. Sounds mundane, maybe?
A little, yeah.
But this isn't just random dialogue. What unfolds is this remarkably natural conversation. They discuss the moving process, Sarah describes her new place, and crucially, they recount past experiences related to the move itself. It's like a little microcosm of everyday human connection.
And what's truly insightful here, I think, is recognizing how the brain processes information most efficiently. It loves connecting new data to, existing cognitive schemas.
Schemas, right.
Yeah. A moving day isn't just relatable. For most adults, it's a deeply ingrained schema, a mental framework of expectations, emotions, actions.
Really, the stress, the boxes.
Exactly. So this makes new vocabulary and grammar stick with remarkable tenacity because they're immediately mapped onto this established mental model. And this isn't just about language learning. It's a universal principle for effective information transfer.
Oh, okay.
Whether you're teaching a new skill, giving a complex presentation, or even just explaining your day, giving your audience that strong, relatable anchor lets the words and concepts find their natural place. They resonate more deeply.
That's a fantastic point about cognitive schemas. And the simplicity of the characters. Sarah is the new tenant describing her journey, and Alex is the friend, asking those perfectly natural questions. It just amplifies that anchor. It creates an almost effortless entry point into the learning because you can easily imagine yourself in their shoes.
Right.
So if the scenario is the canvas, then the specific brushstrokes, that's the vocabulary, of course. Let's really dig into the rich lexicon this resource brings to life. Because it's not just about isolated words, is it?
No, not at all.
It's about introducing them within these coherent semantic fields, making sure learners acquire not just terms, but their natural pairings, their situational appropriateness, which is super vital for navigating a new living situation.
Absolutely.
The resource, it expertly groups key terms into two really practical categories. First, you've got the essential housing terms, words like apartment, landlord, lease, rent, furniture, and neighbors.
Foundational stuff.
Totally. These aren't just nouns. They represent the legal, financial, social elements of where and how you live. I remember my first time trying to figure out a lease in a different country. Just knowing those 5 or 6 key terms gives you so much, social capital.
Oh, definitely. It reduces anxiety.
Then there are the crucial moving-related words. Boxes, packing, unpacking, elevator, truck. These are the action words, the physical objects that define the whole logistical ballet of changing homes. They're the difference between sort of vaguely gesturing and actually communicating precise instructions or needs.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just a vocabulary list. It's about building what linguists sometimes call lexical scaffolding.
Scaffolding, okay.
Around a really high-stakes, fundamental life event. moving home, mastering these specific terms empowers you, the individual, to discuss significant personal experiences and logistical details with clarity and with confidence.
Right, less stress.
Exactly. It reduces the cognitive load during potentially stressful situations. Imagine trying to explain a complex moving issue to a landlord without the specific words for lease or, say, security deposit.
Nightmare.
Right. So this knowledge isn't just for language learners. It's crucial for independence, for effective communication in any new environment, or even just when you need to articulate a major life change. It's about giving you the verbal tools to truly own your story and, well, manage your world.
Manage your world, I like that. But okay, beyond individual words, what truly empowers us to weave those personal narratives, especially when we're recounting past events? That brings us to the linguistic engine room, mastering past tense verbs. And here's where it gets really interesting, because it's not just about being grammatically correct, is it?
Not at all. It's deeper.
It's about accessing and sharing our personal history. The source material gives these specific, really practical examples of past tense phrases that stick with you, because they reflect authentic dialogue. Think of phrases like, we moved last week, or I packed all my clothes. Maybe the movers helped us.
Simple, direct.
Exactly. These aren't abstract conjugations from a textbook. They're direct snippets of someone recounting their experience. And the past tense verbs explicitly highlighted for practice are equally concrete: packed, moved, carried, bought, rented.
Action verbs.
Yeah, the active verbs describing the actions that literally make up the moving process.
Yeah.
It makes the grammar immediately relevant to the scenario.
Which raises a really critical question for all communication, actually. Why is the simple past tense so profoundly central to daily conversation, especially in a narrative context like this one?
Good question.
Well, it's because it's the fundamental linguistic tool we use to recount experiences, to share memories, to construct the narratives that, define our lives and connect us to other people.
The stories we tell.
Precisely. For a learner, mastering this isn't just about understanding grammar rules on a page. It's about gaining the actual ability to tell your own story, to express what happened, and to engage in meaningful conversations about the past. Just think about how much of human interaction is built on sharing past experiences, from a simple, "How was your weekend?" right up to deep personal revelations.
True.
Without a robust command of the past tense, that true narrative engagement, it's severely hampered. So this resource isn't just teaching conjugation, it's unlocking the ability to participate fully in the human act of storytelling.
And storytelling is such a powerful driver of connection.
Immensely powerful.
That's a fantastic point. And moving beyond just the raw vocabulary and grammar, the dialogue in this resource, it also implicitly teaches us something maybe even more subtle: how to describe our world, and perhaps more importantly, how to make those social connections.
The social aspect.
Yeah. It's not just about conveying facts. It's about building rapport, creating an atmosphere. For instance, the conversation, it gracefully shows you how to describe a new home. Simple but effective phrases like, the kitchen is big, or the living room has a balcony.
Painting a picture.
Exactly. They give you the immediate tools to paint a picture with words. Letting the listener visualize Sarah's new place as she describes it, this is where language starts to feel like, well, an art form.
It really is.
Then it subtly transitions into the importance of casual small talk, which is truly vital, yet often overlooked, right?
So often overlooked.
That whole component of fostering connection, social lubrication.
Yeah.
It's those seemingly insignificant phrases that make a conversation feel warm, inviting, natural. The source gives examples like, it was tiring, when talking about the move. Or the classic, the neighbors are friendly, or we still need to unpack.
Everyday stuff.
Yeah, these aren't complex ideas, but mastering them is crucial for navigating social interactions gracefully.
And what's genuinely fascinating here is how these elements move beyond just factual reporting. They illustrate the intricate social nuances of language.
Nuances, right?
We're talking about pragmatic competence here, understanding how to use language appropriately in social settings.
Not just what to say, but how.
Precisely. Descriptive words don't just convey info. They let us share our subjective experience, invite others into our perspective. And those casual phrases, what some call discourse markers or phatic communion, they are far from trivial.
Phatic communion, okay.
Yeah, it's about social bonding. They're essential for managing social distance, building rapport, making conversations feel natural and welcoming, especially when you're visiting someone's new home, like Alex is.
Good point.
They signal engagement, empathy, social grace. Without them, even grammatically perfect sentences can feel, well, abrupt or cold.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the resource elegantly teaches these hidden rules of social interaction through natural dialogue, which is a far more effective method than just memorizing a list of polite phrases.
Definitely more effective. So, okay, after dissecting all these elements, the context, the vocab, the grammar, the social bits, what does this all mean for you, the listener, whether you're a learner or just someone interested in communication? The source material isn't just a lesson. It's really a masterclass in effective pedagogical design. It's like a blueprint for how to make information stick.
It's well put together.
It meticulously describes several teaching elements that actively contribute to genuinely effective learning. These include clear, moderately paced dialogue with natural expressions.
Yeah.
That makes it accessible without feeling, artificial or robotic.
Crucial balance.
Then, of course, the specific vocabulary highlights we talked about, always presented within context. There's a focused grammar element on simple past tense verbs, but always within a real, understandable context, moving it far beyond rote memorization.
Context is king.
And brilliantly, it includes this mini role-play challenge. Listeners are prompted to practice describing their own moving experience. Imagine being asked, "Tell us about your last big move. What did you pack? Who helped you?" That's not just listening anymore.
No, it's active.
It's active recall and immediate application. It pushes learners to actually produce their own narrative.
And this intentional design ensures that learning isn't passive. It becomes an active process of construction.
Right.
It actively builds confidence by combining understandable input, that clear dialogue, with these immediate, low-stakes opportunities for practical application. This is what we often call scaffolding in education, right? Where support is gradually removed as the learner's competence grows.
Like training wheels.
Sort of, yeah. It helps you transition from simply understanding concepts to actually using them, to talk about significant life events like homes, moving, your past experiences. It's the critical difference between knowing about something and knowing how to do something.
Big difference.
Huge. And while some might argue, that pure immersion can be overwhelming for beginners, the moderately paced dialogue and clear contextualization here act as a gentle on-ramp. It provides those foundational structures without sacrificing authenticity. It's about building usable language, not just academic knowledge you can't deploy.
Usable language.
Yeah.
That sums it up well. And there you have it.
Yeah.
We've taken this deep dive into what, on the surface, looked like maybe just a simple English language lesson. And we've extracted this really rich tapestry of insights, from essential vocabulary that empowers daily life to the profound connective power of past tense storytelling
The narrative piece.
and the subtle, often unseen art of social small talk that builds rapport. It's truly remarkable how much you can learn about universal communication principles just by dissecting a single real-world scenario like moving house.
Indeed. It beautifully reaffirms that knowledge is most valuable not when it's merely understood in theory, but when it's genuinely applied and integrated into our cognitive frameworks, how we actually think and operate. By deeply examining how such a common life event as moving is communicated, we gain this profound appreciation for the intricate structure and really the fundamental function of language. It connects us all, layer by layer, phrase by phrase. It's about the shared human experience expressed through carefully chosen words.
Absolutely. So as you go about your day, here's maybe a final provocative thought for you to carry with you. How many of our everyday conversations, the ones that seem simple and effortless, are actually these intricate dances of grammar, carefully chosen vocabulary, unspoken social cues, all perfectly choreographed, really, to connect us and share our past experiences? And maybe think about what stands out to you when you reflect on your own recent moving day stories. Whether they were literal changes of address or perhaps more metaphorical shifts in your life that required you to articulate a new reality, what language did you reach for?
Interesting question to ponder.
Keep digging, keep connecting, and we'll see you next time on a Deep Dive.